Floyd Mayweather sent shockwaves through boxing with a warning aimed at Shakur Stevenson, a message so heavy it instantly rattled the sport. What he allegedly said after stepping inside Teofimo Lopez's training camp has people whispering in disbelief, and it's sending chills through Shakur's corner. This wasn't a friendly visit or a casual pop-in for respect. Those close to the scene say Floyd saw something during Teofimo's sessions that forced him to immediately contact Shakur, delivering a clear signal: brace yourself for the hardest fight you've ever faced. Insiders familiar with Floyd's movements claim the money man spent time at the Mayweather Experience gym, watching Teofimo grind as he prepares for the huge January 31st showdown at Madison Square Garden.
FaceTiming with Floyd after the fight. He posted the picture and all that. Nigga, come on, give us the insight. What did Floyd say? Like, what was Floyd talking about?
He just told me good work. He told me I look real good. He told me some things he want to work with me on. And he just told me that I look real good. He said that guy definitely brought out the best in me.
Reports now hint that Floyd shared a chilling thought with his inner circle, something close to saying that Teofimo is turning into an absolute monster behind those gym doors. They say he's moving in ways people haven't seen before, punching with a different kind of intent, and carrying a mindset that feels dangerously elevated. The message was clear: Shakur better show up with every ounce of skill and heart he has, because anything less could turn the night into a brutal test. Those words alone have ignited social media, with fans and analysts scrambling to decode what Floyd possibly witnessed that pushed him to sound such a serious alarm. And yet, the deeper meaning behind Floyd's alleged reaction, and why he felt the urgency to warn Shakur at all, has become one of the most intense mysteries in boxing as fight night draws closer.
Some consideration from the judging. I understand how emotional you are right now, Floyd, with your family.
I know it's emotional, but you walk away with a silver medal, which is an incredible accomplishment. Can you take any pride in that?
But before diving into the unsettling details of what Floyd is said to have witnessed inside Teofimo's camp, the timing of this warning feels impossible to ignore, especially when you consider the shared history linking all three men. Floyd Mayweather hasn't been a distant observer in the journeys of Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. He's crossed paths with both at different stages, which makes his supposed lean in this fight even more fascinating for boxing fans. Shakur has openly admitted time and again that Floyd is a figure he admires, someone whose defensive brilliance shaped his own style, a mentor he's turned to for guidance. In fact, Shakur recently revealed on the Cigar Talk podcast that Floyd personally called him to discuss the Teofimo fight, offering pointed thoughts not just about the matchup, but the business behind it, a detail that now feels far more loaded as fight night creeps closer.
So, Floyd is Floyd. So we're going to set it up. I'm going to go link with him, and I want to hear some of the things that he want me to work on too.
Oh, like you going to really spend time out there with him? Like you going to be with him?
I mean, if the best fighter in the world say, yo, I want to show you some shit. Nigga, I'm right there, no question, bro. Like, I just want to be the best, bro. I don't care about, like, all this money and all this fame shit, bro. This shit cool, but, like, for me, it just comes down to being better than niggas. Like, that's...
Shakur revealed. He called me the other day, and he had a lot on his mind, explaining that Floyd didn't hold back, especially when he told him he should accept being the A-side in this upcoming fight, a point Floyd felt deeply and spoke about with conviction. That moment alone says everything about how closely Floyd has been watching the way this matchup is being framed, sold, and pushed to the world. It shows he's not just casually observing from a distance, but studying the narrative, the leverage, and the power dynamics behind the scenes, which suddenly makes his quiet visit to Teofimo's training camp feel far more deliberate and far more important than anyone first realized. What most fans still haven't fully grasped is that Floyd has quietly built a powerful bond with Teofimo Lopez in recent months, one that runs far deeper than surface-level respect. Teofimo has been putting in consistent work at Floyd's gym, not just passing through, but truly embedding himself in that environment, sharpening his craft under watchful eyes. The two have been seen together time and time again, captured in photos that tell their own story, with Lopez himself fueling the intrigue by posting images that boldly compare their connection to the legendary dynamic of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, a comparison that only raises the question of what kind of greatness is really being forged behind closed doors.
I've never seen a fighter with the kind of defense that Shakur Stevenson has. For me, that includes Floyd Mayweather. I feel like Floyd, I respected Floyd, but I felt like he was fighting guys that showed their punches before they came. I felt like he was fighting guys that were a step.
One insider from the Mayweather gym painted a vivid picture, saying Floyd respects both men, but has been especially taken by the way Teofimo has been carrying himself lately, from the relentless work ethic to the sharp focus and raw hunger that never seems to switch off. According to the source, Floyd sees flashes of his younger self and how Teofimo is attacking this moment, treating this fight like a defining chapter rather than just another payday. That reality puts Floyd in a rare and delicate position, tied to both fighters by respect and history, yet his alleged warning to Shakur hints that he may have witnessed something quietly dangerous forming in Teofimo's preparation. Since the fight was locked in for January 31st at Madison Square Garden in New York City, the boxing world has been buzzing non-stop. The collision between WBO super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez and undefeated three-division king Shakur Stevenson isn't just another title fight. It's shaping up to be one of the most explosive clashes between young American stars in years. And if Floyd's instincts are right, this night could change everything. So don't blink.
Yeah, I was in the gym with him before I was, when I went to the gym with him, people don't know this. I had went to the gym with him off camera, nobody seen it. And I was kind of like begging him to spar me. And I remember I had a hurt hand at the time. I'm like, man, I don't care. I'll use one hand in there. I just want to get in there with Floyd.
Teofimo steps into this moment carrying the weight of a 6-fight winning streak that followed his stunning loss to George Kambosos Jr. And with each victory, his look more ruthless and complete than the last. His most recent showing against the previously unbeaten Arnold Barboza Jr. on the historic Times Square card revealed a calmer, sharper Teofimo, a fighter who no longer rushes but calculates, proving his style has matured in dangerous ways. On the other side, Shakur is making the bold leap from lightweight to chase the super lightweight crown, aiming to become a 4-division world champion at just 28 years old. His latest outing saw him dominate mandatory challenger William Zepeda, calmly defending his WBC lightweight title with a flawless unanimous decision that reminded everyone of his elite control and precision. Analysts everywhere believe this clash isn't just about belts, it's about legacy. A fight that could shape the future of American boxing and crown the true king of the next generation. So the real question is, when the lights hit Madison Square Garden, who walks out sitting on top of the talent pyramid?
I feel like Core is like Floyd. He's like Money Mayweather without ever having a pretty boy era. And so he ain't never gonna be a star because of that. Because you can't just, he's like Money without the pretty boy era. He don't got the flash. He's not knocking you out. He's just like a great boxer.
One respected analyst summed it up by saying this is the kind of fight that draws a hard line between the elite and the truly great. Because as gifted as both men, only one will prove they belong among the very best in the sport. Framed like that, Floyd's alleged warning suddenly carries much more weight, hinting that one fighter may be holding an edge the public hasn't fully seen yet. And the most unsettling part of all traces back to what Floyd is said to have witnessed firsthand inside Teofimo's training sessions. According to multiple sources who claim to have spoken with people around the Mayweather camp, Floyd reportedly watched Teofimo move through intense rounds of sparring and razor-sharp mid-work, moments so eye-opening that they genuinely stopped him in his tracks. And if what he saw was real, it might explain why this warning feels less like hype and more like a quiet alarm bell boxing fans can't ignore.
You mistake me for Bud.
That's your, but
I was cheering for you, bro.
Who you? Ain't you?
I was cheering for you.
You were?
Yeah, for sure.
I bet.
I wanted you to win so I could be the person who beat you.
What's the issue between you and Bud?
For sure.
I'm gonna give you your first loss.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I promise you not.
All right, bet.
Now, y'all being too nice.
One insider from the gym, speaking anonymously, claimed Floyd was locked in as Teofimo worked the mitts with his trainer, nodding slowly and even smiling as the combination snapped back at him. After the session, the word around the room was that Floyd told people Teofimo's blend of hand speed and power at 140 pounds is flat-out frightening for anyone standing across from him. That reaction alone carries weight, because Floyd Mayweather is famously stingy with praise, especially when it comes to technical sharpness and true preparation. The fact that he was allegedly moved enough to personally warn Shakur hints that what he witnessed went beyond routine improvement and into something rare. Many now believe Teofimo's growth since stepping up to super lightweight has been dramatic, with his power translating seamlessly while his ring IQ has climbed to another level, a combination that could change the entire script when fight night finally arrives.
I don't think none of these dudes is on my level when I'm at my best, so he got a lot to deal with come January 31st.
So without giving up too much, when you look at him as a professional and you see what he's done, the fights he's fought, his style, what is it about him that you are going to exploit?
I think he the truth. He do a lot of things well. I think he flashy. I think it's just some basics.
Sources claim Floyd specifically highlighted how Teofimo has sharpened his defensive instincts while keeping that aggressive, attack-first style intact, a deadly mix in any ring. Those familiar with the conversation say Floyd allegedly told his team something along the lines of, "Teo is fighting smart now. He's not just leaning on power anymore. He's picking his moments, controlling distance, and when he lets his hands go, he's sitting down on them with serious intent." If true, that paints Teofimo as a fighter who has evolved into a more complete, calculating threat, exactly the kind of challenge that could turn the night into a long, grueling test for Shakur Stevenson. Unsurprisingly, social media has erupted, fans torn between excitement and apprehension, and the entire boxing world is buzzing with tension as fight night looms ever closer.
He stops that guy from doing everything that he does. And it happened in like less than a minute. My point is, and we've seen this from Floyd Mayweather, some fighters have the ability to just simply stop you from doing what you...
One fan couldn't contain their excitement, tweeting, "If Floyd Mayweather is warning Shakur about Teofimo's training, that tells you everything. Floyd doesn't hype fighters for no reason. This fight is going to be insane." Others, however, remained skeptical, pointing out that Floyd is a master of mind games and this could simply be him trying to rattle Shakur before the bell rings. Meanwhile, Teofimo's supporters have been quick to celebrate, seeing Floyd's alleged praise as ultimate validation from one of the sport's greatest ever. One devoted Lopez fan fired off, "Shakur fans keep talking all this trash about how easy this fight is going to be." And now, with the legend himself allegedly weighing in, Floyd reportedly summed it up plainly. "Teo looks like a monster in camp. Reality is about to hit Shakur hard on January 31st.
It's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out. How I see this fight being played out is with me pretty much setting that momentum for the people out there as well. Not really trying to force for it. However, I can't be too technical with Shakur. You gotta make it a little ugly.
This split among fans perfectly mirrors the larger uncertainty swirling around how this showdown will actually unfold when two of the sport's brightest young stars finally collide. The timing of Floyd's alleged visit to Teofimo's camp, and the warning that followed, adds a layer of intrigue, hinting at the psychological games quietly underway before the punches even fly. Both Teofimo and Shakur have been exchanging shots on social media for months, each claiming an edge in different facets of the fight. Shakur, in particular, has remained steadfast, insisting that his superior technique and defensive mastery will frustrate Teofimo and pave the way for a decisive victory. On a recent episode of the All the Smoke Fight podcast, Shakur put it plainly, "I've been feeling good. I've been sharp. I've been focused. Training camp going well. So now we just wait on the day. I'm ready. I'm definitely coming to shock the world."
Okay.
When I sparred
Wow.
Devin, me and him had sparred. Floyd was at the gym and he was like putting money on the ring and all that kind of stuff. So
Putting money on who, champ?
and he ain't bet on nobody, but he was just showing his money off. And he kind of said he was gonna sign me after that, but I ain't never really like engaged into the talk.
He also broke down what he sees as Teofimo's strengths and flaws, saying, "I think he does a lot of things well. He's flashy, but there's some basic stuff where he makes mistakes, and I feel like I'm going to capitalize on those mistakes." That kind of confidence only makes Floyd's alleged warning feel heavier, hinting that Shakur's perception of this fight might not fully match the reality of what Teofimo is building in camp. On the other side, Teofimo has been just as self-assured, but in a far more aggressive, even dismissive way regarding Shakur's chances. Lopez has repeatedly claimed that Shakur's defensive game won't hold up against his power and relentless pressure, arguing that the size difference will play a huge role. Sources close to his camp even suggest that Teofimo's training has been meticulously designed to dismantle defensive fighters who try to control him from a distance, a plan that could make for a very dangerous night for Stevenson.
I think it's a great fight.
Yeah.
I think it's a great fight. You'll really see, because I mean, at the end of it, they're both Olympians. They're both multi-division world champions. Teo is an incredible fighter, and Shakur is an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very. Shakur coming out with I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good fight. I like to see it.
One source familiar with Teofimo's game plan claims he knows exactly what Shakur intends to do in the ring. The camp, they say, has been laser-focused on cutting off space, applying relentless pressure without overcommitting, and making Shakur uncomfortable for a full 12 rounds. When you combine that strategic approach with Floyd's alleged observations about Teofimo's sharpened skills, it raises the possibility that this fight might not unfold the way Shakur and his fans expect. What makes Floyd's reported involvement even more intriguing is his track record of offering strategic guidance at pivotal moments in fighters' careers. Over the years, he's mentored numerous young stars, and his tactical advice has shaped how many approach their biggest fights. His mastery of defense and ring generalship is legendary, and precisely why Shakur has leaned on him for guidance throughout his career. Yet, Floyd's alleged warning hints that in this matchup, relying on defense alone may not be enough to counter what Teofimo is bringing. Analysts studying both fighters now believe it may all come down to whether Shakur can maintain his defensive precision under the sustained pressure of a bigger, stronger, and increasingly complete opponent.
I've never seen a fighter with the kind of defense that Shakur Stevenson has. For me, that includes Floyd Mayweather. I feel like Floyd, I respected Floyd, but I felt like he was fighting guys that showed their punches before they came. I felt like he was fighting guys that were a step behind.
A respected analyst reportedly weighed in on a recent podcast, saying, Shakur has never faced anyone with Teofimo's mix of size, power, and boxing IQ at this weight. If Floyd is saying Teo looks special in training, that should terrify anyone in Shakur's corner. The analyst didn't stop there, allegedly adding an even darker prediction. Defensive fighters need space to operate. If Teofimo can take that away and turn this into a phone booth fight, Shakur's entire game plan collapses. That might be exactly what Floyd saw in training. These insights line up with what many believe Floyd's warning was really about, not just Teofimo's talent, but his preparedness to specifically dismantle everything Shakur does best. And beyond the belts on the line at Madison Square Garden, the stakes of this fight ripple through all of American boxing, a clash between two of the nation's brightest young stars, each fighting to prove who truly belongs among the elite.
Floyd compared to Shakur defensively. You see Shakur stands square in front of his opponents and keeps that earmuff defense up here. He does this because he wants to invite his opponents to make the first move and throw the first punch so he can counter. Now Shakur defensively is very reliant on his feet. He hops back forward and front forward in a quick rabbit-like hop. He wants to get out of the way of the punch and he hops right back forward to be able to counter his...
The winner of this battle instantly catapults into the spotlight, opening doors to massive money fights against the division's elite and even potentially lucrative super fights at higher weights. Many analysts suggest that a Teofimo win could pave the way for blockbuster showdowns with fighters like Ryan Garcia, or even bigger names if he keeps moving up. On the other hand, a victory for Shakur would solidify his legacy as a four-division champion and mark him as one of the most technically gifted fighters in the sport, no matter the weight class. Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, instrumental in bringing this fight together, has positioned it as one of the most significant American boxing events in years. And the fact that it's taking place at Madison Square Garden, with both fighters carrying strong East Coast ties, only amplifies the historic weight of this night.
But look, just remember one thing. Shakur Stevenson, yes, he has great, amazing skills, just like Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I compared both guys being great. But when Floyd Mayweather faced Jose Luis Castillo, similar styles, almost similar styles, punches and bunches, a lot of pressure.
One promotional insider reportedly summed it up. This is the kind of fight that can define careers. Both fighters know exactly what's at stake. The winner becomes a superstar. The loser has to rebuild. That's why the preparation has been so intense. In this pressure cooker environment, Floyd Mayweather's alleged warning takes on a whole new weight, because mental readiness matters just as much as physical. As January 31st draws nearer, the boxing world is buzzing with debate over what Floyd's observations truly mean for the outcome. Some argue he's simply playing mind games, trying to get inside Shakur's head ahead of what could be the defining challenge of his career.
I think that he needs to have his Floyd Mayweather moment. And both the champions are going to know what I'm talking about. That moment that he had with Diego Corrales, where he went and took him apart. And Floyd, you know, some people were saying the same thing a little bit, not as much, but a little bit about Floyd. He's a defensive fighter, you know, he doesn't take chances.
Others believe Floyd truly saw something extraordinary in Teofimo's training and felt a responsibility to warn Shakur, given his connection to both fighters. Yet there's also a third possibility, that Floyd's warning is a calculated move, meant to push Shakur to train harder and approach this fight with even greater focus. One combat sports psychologist reportedly weighed in, saying, "If I'm in Shakur's camp and hear Floyd Mayweather is warning me about my opponent, I'd use that as motivation. Either it's real and I need to prepare better, or it's mind games and I need to block it out. Either way, it sharpens you." This subtle mental chess match, unfolding long before the first punch is thrown, underscores just how immense the stakes are for everyone involved in this battle.
Would Teofimo knock out Shakur? No. Can Teo adjust to the point where he beats Shakur? Yeah. You don't see how? Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Teo. They both hate with each other.
What we do know for certain is that on January 31st at Madison Square Garden, all the talk, all the warnings, and all the speculation will finally be settled inside the ring. Whether Floyd's alleged warning came from seeing Teofimo's monstrous training firsthand or as a strategic mind game won't matter once the bell rings, because the truth is, both Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez are elite fighters who have proven themselves at the highest levels of boxing. Floyd's reported involvement simply adds another layer of intrigue to an already monumental showdown. Right now, both fighters must stay locked in, focused on their preparation, and block out the noise, because no warning or prediction changes what happens if you're not ready when it counts. Come fight night, we hope to witness a classic battle that lives up to the hype, with both warriors leaving everything in the ring for the fans and for boxing glory. And that's it for now. For the very latest updates, highlights, and inside stories from the world of boxing, subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure to turn on notifications. Until next time, peace.